Good evening and welcome to the January 27th meeting of the Ames Community School District Board of Directors. I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
I move we approve the agenda.
Second.
Moved by Bankin, seconded by Beerbaum. All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Passes 6-0. Director Lankaitis, will you please read our purpose statement?
The Ames Community School District commits to equity and access and empowers every individual to reach their full personal and educational potential.
Thank you very much. This evening, we are joined tonight by a group of special guests that are here to present us with a check. The Collegiate United Methodist Church and Wesley Foundation did a fund drive in the month of December and are here tonight to make a generous donation of $48,950 that will be applied to our outstanding lunch account balances. And we really appreciate Pastor Hibben and some of the members and some of the younger members being with us here this evening to present us with this check. So if you guys want to come on up. So just to make sure everyone heard that, and we love the little voices who came here to present it, it is $48,950, which is really a tremendous donation, and it is a demonstration of how our community reaches out and really supports this school district and our students. So hats off to all of you, and we love seeing kids at our board meetings. So come back and visit us. This evening, I will go ahead and read our statement on items to come before the board and public statements from individuals from the district. Residents of the district, students attending the district, parents or guardians of students attending the district, and district staff members may address the board about any topic relevant to the district, whether on the current agenda or not. Those who wish to speak must sign up at the beginning of the meeting. Speaker participation is limited to 3 minutes once per item. The views and opinions of citizens addressing the board do not necessarily reflect those of the board, district administration, or staff. Speakers are to remember that Iowa law prohibits the board from discussing specific employees, students, or their performance. Student speakers will state their name and school. Others will state their name and address. And the only discussion item this evening is board committee update. Is there anything that anybody would like to highlight for the rest of the board?
The facilities committee met, and the big items are: one, the high school is on schedule. The dirt work all progressed really well, and everything's moving forward. Also, there was a discussion about the parking concerns and logistics, especially this summer, as there's going to be a lot of movement on the site. And then it was suggested that Jerry was going to contact the city to work with them to see if they can get information out regarding the parking issues and how that might relate to swim lessons and any things they want to do about that.
Go ahead.
Just a quick update about the Equity Committee. So we are closer to finding a date for a meeting than we were last time we met. So we're getting there. I have full faith.
Reshuffling of committees means new members'
Yes, new schedules, yes.
to accommodate. So
We'll get
thank
there.
you for keeping us posted on that.
And just a quick on the policy committee, we have some policies that are being worked on right now with our staff to bring forward to the policy committee. So we're probably a couple weeks away, but we'll get that scheduled in on the calendar as well.
And last Monday, right before the board meeting, we Teaching and Learning met, and we went through some of the things we want to address, and the one that came to the top was mental health. So I think that's going to come up in future meetings. But we were also notified that that's going to be a curriculum review for social studies. So there's a group, group with representatives and teachers for each grade level. So that's ongoing. It just started last Wednesday, right? Okay, 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I think that's about it.
Okay. Any other board committee updates? Seeing none, any comments from the public on our board committee update? Seeing none, we will go ahead and move on to the public forum. And Tyler Forner, if you'll go ahead and come up. It may be Farner, sorry.
Thank you. As you said, my name is Tyler Farner. Live at 3206 Magnolia Circle, and I'm a lifelong Ames resident, a fellows graduate, if I can say that, and an Ames High grad, Iowa State grad, and currently own and operate Farner Storage down on Airport Road. But I'm here tonight to representing the Boys and Girls Club of Story County, which I sit on the board for, and want to introduce Erica Peterson, who's our director at the club, and just wanted to take a couple minutes to share a few things about the club with you. So with that, at the Boys and Girls Club of Story County, we serve school-aged youth, 6 years old to seniors in high school. Our 15,000 square foot facility here in Ames boasts a full-size gym, a learning center, teen room, technology room, and game room. And in addition to the youth development programs, we serve a hot, healthy meal every day. And last year, we operated close to capacity each day, serving an average of 117 youth in our Ames clubhouse every day. So a few interesting facts also wanted to share. Last year, 72% of all of the Story County Club members were Ames Community School District students. And of those students, 57% were youth of color. So just wanted to share that diversity is a big element of the club's offering. So a few of the programs that we have at the club are STEMS Club, Science Club, Cooking Club, Taekwondo, tutoring and homework assistance, reading buddies, smart girls, passport to manhood, financial literacy, and a 3-week career camp in the summertime that's actually for college credit. And at the club, it only costs members $25 for the school year to attend the club and $50 in the summertime. So it's only $75 for the full 12 months of programming. That's the actual out-of-pocket cost, which we also have lots of scholarship programs as well, so we don't ever turn anybody away. So, yeah. Did I miss anything? All right. Thanks for giving us an opportunity to share.
Thank you very much for sharing some information with us. We appreciate you being here.
You bet. Thanks.
All right, we'll go ahead and move on to consent items.
I move to approve the consent agenda. Second.
Moved by Bankin, seconded by Colton.
Donations to the district: Collegiate United Methodist Church and Wesley Foundation, Ames Home Builders Association, Lutheran Church of Hope in Ames, and Strum Plastic Surgery.
Okay, moved by Bankin, seconded by Colton to accept the consent items. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Passes 6-0. Action items, the new Ames High School change order number 3.
I move the board approve change order number 3 to Construct Inc. in the amount of $42,019 for bid package number 31-1, site development for the new high school project.
Second.
Moved by Beerbaum, seconded by Bankin. Discussion. Jerry, you want to come up, please? You want to go ahead and give us a little bit of a description? I know you did at facilities, but how about you give a description to the board
As
on
we
this one?
go through these change requests and as we encounter items or issues on the construction project, we need to address them right away. So first thing is to determine if it was included in the basic scope of work that was covered under the base bid work. And the next step then is to evaluate or be able to determine what the solution is. So as we encounter challenges or problems, we got to figure out how to resolve that. The contractor is then given information so that he can do an estimate of cost for what it's going to do for a change order. The construction manager refused that change order, challenges it, questions it, confirms that it's legitimate and it's accurate and it's valid. Once that happens, then I kind of go through the same process just to make sure. I says, are you sure this is in the scope of work or not? So it hits a couple of layers of scrutiny before it's brought forward. So, and then at this point in time, then once we've evaluated it, and quite often when Story does the review, there's some back and forth, and so they get the scope understood, clarified, and then they resolve what the final cost to the contractor is. So with these particular ones, I guess the first one here is we incorporated termite resistance into a geofoam. So geofoam is a material that we're using as a backfill solution, and is part of helps the constructability as well as the pressure on the foundation walls. Right now, historically, the termites haven't quite got as far north as Ames, kind of, but as they're tracking them, they are kind of starting to move and gradually move forward to Ames. So this one seemed like the best opportunity to be able to future-proof this condition here at the high school by putting that termite resistance in there. So it seemed pretty obvious and like a wise decision to do. The other thing is during, when we bid the first site work bid package, bid issuance number 1, there are certain assumptions that were made. And one of the assumptions is that we'd have a certain drainage system around the building that would discharge out to the north. As the design continued and finalized under bid issue at number 2, we didn't need to make that connection to the north because it was discharging other places. So we found that opportunity that was already covered but wasn't going to be included, so we can pull that out of the construction. So change orders go both ways. If we can see an opportunity where we've double covered scope, or if there's an opportunity to provide additional value, and I say it that way because we don't want to just cut money to cut money, only if we can be able to determine or achieve some value out of that do we want to consider a reduction. So the next portion of the change order had to do with some changing of the water line. So the water main was laid out, and it just so it's a loop. It loops around the building. It connects at 20th Street, goes along the east side, around the south, and then reconnects to the 20th Street on the west side of the building. So that was planned to be installed as one installation. And as we're into construction and we're working to be able to figure out how the schedule's going to work and the impact that next summer in the parking lot is going to have, we're looking for opportunities. So we decided we need to reconfigure that, and rather do the water main installation just in one fell swoop, we look to be able to get that out of the way underneath the southeast portion of the parking lot to be able to help enhance that, get in there on time. So with that, we instead of being able to install it and then test it, chlorinate it, get it approved, and then put it in service, we broke that down into a couple of different sections. So that requires a little bit of a strategy with valving, and then they do, in order to be able to chlorinate and test it, they install what we call blow-off valve. So it allows the water to flow through that pipe to chlorinate it, and then it sets that, and they test that, and then once it's done, then we plug that core, and then the water line's in service. So that one it's a constructability. It's going to impact and help us with the schedule and to assure successful completion of that parking lot on the east side to keep things rolling.
Any
Questions?
questions for Jerry? See none? All right, well,
Thank
it
you.
was moved by Beerbaum, seconded by Benken to approve change order number 3. All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Passes 6-0. Items from the board and staff. Anything from the board members? You all want this to be a record-timed meeting. I'm trying to give you
Okay,
something
I'll
here.
add one thing. We had a great implicit bias training that we were invited to that was done at the high school with the high school staff. I thought that was one of the best training sessions I'd been to. It was very well done. And I know the high school staff and group was very receptive to it and have continued to talk to me different places I've seen them. So thank you for that.
Any other things? All right, items from the superintendent.
Just a couple. Jerry mentioned some of the changes maybe that are coming with parking and different configurations that might have to be done over the next, well, starting maybe in March. 3.5 years really. But we've put together a communication team that is going to be meeting to kind of problem solve through this and be able to share out. And this communication team is specific to the high school project. So it will be Story Construction, Jerry, Eric, and a couple staff members. In addition to that, one of our ad hoc committees, and I don't know if we've shared this yet, that Eric will be overseeing will be a communication, and that will be a broad communication committee that will be meeting. A couple other things. Panorama Survey. I wanted to let the board know that we had released the Panorama Survey. I believe it was on the 24th was the day that we had communicated that it would be released. We are going to, what was released was the overview. What's going to be coming this week are the specifics around the student and the parent surveys. So it will be a little more detailed, and that will be the full report around the parent and student portion of the Panorama Survey. And just as we move into the next few months, you're going to begin hearing us talk a little bit about the start times and looking at data around what the data says on start times and what's best for students. We will be reaching out to the community through different avenues, looking at using our thought exchange to get some feedback from the community on their thoughts on start times and what makes sense. I know that we did the transportation study, well, it was probably year and a half ago, and one of the indicators on that talked about the difference in cost to the district by flipping start times. And so I'm not saying we're going in that direction, but we're going to start exploring that and seeking some feedback from parents, community, our students, and staff. So as we move into the spring, late winter, early spring, we'll be talking more and more about that.
Thanks for giving us that update. Appreciate it. Board planning calendar. We do have a work session following this meeting tonight to meet with our demographers to talk through some of the work that the initial study that they've done for us. Thank you, JD, for pulling it up. And then our next meeting will be the 10th of February, and I think we have a work session that night, don't we?
I don't
When is that?
think
No, it's the
so.
24th, that's right, thank you. I knew there was one in the month of February.
Yeah.
So in February, we'll have a meeting on the 10th, regular meeting, and then the 24th, we will be in this format tonight where we have our work meeting, our board meeting followed by a work session.
And that work session will be the next phase of the demographer report, which will be the building capacity study that was done.
All right, thank you. Closed session, I'll entertain a motion, please.
I move the board go into closed session as provided in sections 21.51A and 21.51E of the Open Meetings Law to review or discuss records which are required or authorized by state or federal law to be kept confidential or to be kept confidential as a condition for that governmental body's possession or continued receipt of federal funds, and to discuss whether to conduct a hearing or to conduct hearings to suspend or expel a student unless an open session is requested by the student or a parent or guardian of the student if the student is a minor.
Second.
Moved by Beerbaum, seconded by Lankitis. And this is a vote on roll call. So Director Lankitis, we will start with you. You just say your name and what you're... There's such a thing, Lankitis, A, I, or nay. Sorry.
Blankitis, A.
Bacon, aye.
Beerbaum, aye.
Franzen, aye.
Shields Cook, aye. Colton, aye.
All right, passes 6-0. We will go ahead and move into closed session. Thank you.
check, check.
Thank you. We are out of closed session, and I will entertain a motion.
I move that the board expel the student accused of misconduct for 1 year pursuant to the terms of the agreement between the student's parents and the administration.
A second?
Moved by Lenkaitis, seconded by Beerbaum. We will vote on roll call.
Blankitis, aye.
Bacon, aye.
Beerbaum, aye.
Franzen, aye.
Shields Cook, aye. Colton, aye.
Passes 6-0. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved?
Second.
Moved by Beerbaum, seconded by Benken. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Passes 6-0. We will reconvene in a few minutes at the tables. Thank you.